Hello, my friends. It's Sonia, and welcome to Doing Life Together, episode 73. All right. So today I just felt like, okay, let me just see. How can I say this? I've had some rough days as part of having the ranch. Now, many of you have followed me on Instagram or YouTube. You know I love animals. Like I really do. I just love animals. I got that from my mom. I get to blame that on her. And I have this chicken flock, and of course, I've got them named, and every day they have their personalities, and I have these kitties that I've adopted, all the things. I love it. And that's what I typically post on social media is the things that I love. But the thing about doing life together is that we get to talk about the stuff that we wouldn't necessarily always post on social. And so this might be a little random. Maybe you're here and you're like, Sonia, I would never want a piece of land or farm animals or, things like that. And it just might not be your thing. So in that case, this episode might not be the one for you, but you're welcome to hang out anyway if you want. So to me, having land is the dream. It really is. I feel so incredibly blessed to have the ranch. I just love coming out here. It's quiet. I have all of these beautiful animals, and it also can be very heartbreaking. And so I grew up on a beef farm in South Dakota, and my dad obviously has the heart of a farmer. I still remember in the springtime, we'd be driving around looking at the cattle out grazing and the calves romping around, and he loved like that. But there was a bit of a rule at our house that we were not to go befriend the cows. Now, I've shared this before. The point of a beef farm is beef. And so you raise cows. And yeah, so I've often thought about this. Now, I know some of you are vegetarians and you're like, nope. I'm definitely not. Beef is like a huge piece of my diet. And so I've thought about, okay, should I get a beef cow to raise here on the ranch? And I just think I would want it to be a pet. And then I'm like, when you love something, it's awfully hard when you lose it. And anyway, I'm just like having real talk because yesterday, one of my hens, I get so sad. But anyway, one of the hens that I've had for quite a while. Now, chickens don't have a super long lifespan, but she died yesterday. And a couple weeks prior, I know we don't have favorites, right? But my chickie, who if she would probably be voted most likely to ever be a house chicken, Nube, a little bantam koken, who I adored so much. I would go sit down outside and she would run over, and she was just this fluff ball, so soft. And she'd sit in my lap and she literally would sit there as long as I would pet her. And I have some friendly chicks, but she was one who actually was in our house when she was raising some of the baby chicks. Anyway, she was just dead in the coop one day. I thought, this is rotten. And Willie said something. I was like, this farming thing, this ranching thing is not for the faint of heart. And I adopted some feral cats through the New Braunfels Working Cat Program. And I was able to tame one of them. And he and I were like, every night he would sit on my lap and I'd pet him. And he wasn't like tame, but pretty tame. And I got home from my travels to the Bahamas and then the Australia trip, which were exactly back to back. And he's not here anymore. He's left. I was so sad. I'm like, I love that cat. And now he's not here. Now, in a positive thinking scenario, I had tamed him. And so maybe, he went to another farmhouse and he's gorgeous. He's like this gorgeous long haired tiger stripe. Maybe someone took him in his house and he's living the life right now. I hope so. But anyway, so I was telling Willie, I'm like, this is just not for the faint of heart. I know they're, quote, just chickens. And I know farming, like, I grew up on a farm. I understand that. So Willie said, you know what's interesting? He said, most people, they just go to the store, they grab a package of, if you eat meat, a package of burger or some steaks or some chicken or whatever it is. And he said, they really just get to not have any clue what it really is like to like steward those animals. And I thought, yeah, that's so true. You don't know about the baby calf who died. I mean, like, oh my goodness, or the mama who died giving birth, or, it's just whatever. Anyway, so if we're going to be honest, yes, I would much prefer to post the highlight reels of my very adorable chickens, whom I love, and I've named, and I hold those who will let me hold them. Some do, some don't. I've now adopted 4 more feral kitties, so I'm working on taming those. Fun fact, I think they knew what I was going to talk about tonight, because one who's been so sweet, she's the most tolerant of like letting me pet her and near her. She just swatted at me today, and I got a nice little scratch on my forehead. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I love this, and I will not say anything but I just think, hey, if you are thinking, hey, that's what I want to do, I want to get a piece of land, I want to have all the animals, I say yes, 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 go do it. Like, it's amazing. And it can be hard too. And I just want to be real about that. I know you guys know this, but it's just been kind of extra real to me. And I thought, okay, well, let's talk about it. I think as many people as possible, if that's on your heart, to get a piece of land and, get some goats, some chickens, whatever it is that it is for you. I think it's amazing. I would say it's living the dream. Like, honestly, it is my dream. I love it so much. And life isn't always easy. And death really stinks, right? Obviously, these are animals, and they're farm animals. So there's that. Now, I mean, I remember when Pepper got ill, and it was just such a helpless feeling. She was like the dog of my dreams. I researched, and I'd always thought standard poodles were just one of the most, I still do. I have such a heart for standard poodles. And we drove all the way across the nation to the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, and we picked up sweet little Pepper and brought her home. And she helped me raise the boys. Like, I mean, when you think about an animal that's in the house with you, like, that obviously takes the level of things to a completely new level. Like, they are literally a family member. And I know some of you recently have found out that your fur babies have had diagnoses or have recently passed. And my heart just goes out, because God blessed us with animals. And it's hard to say goodbye, but with the human cycle as it is, we can know that most animals don't have the same lifespan as an average human. So it's like, to love is to be willing to hurt too. And I thought about my chickens. It's like, okay, would I not love them? Or am I better having loved them full out? I'm so sorry. It's here. I'm getting all emotional, but, and hurting, when something happens. And I guess ultimately I've decided I'll take the hurt, because I think it's so powerful to love deeply. And so let me close with this today. I'm getting all emotional. Wasn't quite expecting that, but it is sad. Like, I am sad. I'm sad about all of the things. And we do live on planet Earth. and it is a little broken, and some really tough stuff happens. And I'm telling you, I mean, honestly, animals are, I mean, there's just atrocities. There's so many things, right? So this is not to make a chicken, which has a very short lifespan, mean anything compared to other things. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, yeah, it's part of the cycle of loving. But when I think about my life, what would I want if today were my last day? What would I hope that those who knew me would be able to say about me? And it would be that she loved fully. And so sometimes, yeah, sometimes love, it hurts. It hurts to say goodbye. But man, what a privilege to have loved, right? So anyway, that is what I guess I'm not being real eloquent, obviously, but if you're considering getting land, you're saving for it. I know a lot of people now are. I think it's amazing. I think sustainability is smart. Like humans were made probably to not be 100% reliant on supply chain or whatever. And so I think it's great the more people who are able to add a backyard garden or gets, some chickens in your backyard. A lot of neighborhoods allow that now. And I'm just going to say I'm all for it. And if you have the choice and the option, yeah, it's messy. I mean, like I'm not always posting our chicken coop cleaning days, but it's nasty. Like they're kind of dirty, right? And so today I'm just being like, hey, there's pros and cons, but to me, it's still completely worth it. But don't go in blind. Not that you would, but it's sometimes not the Instagram reel picture of life on the farm, whatever you would. Anyway, so here's to you, if that's your dream, getting a piece of land, whatever it looks like, whatever that next step for you is, if there is a next step. I know some of you are like, I love being a city girl or guy. I have no desire, which is totally cool as well. Now, why is it not showing my comments? Not sure. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. Would love to hear your thoughts. Have you loved deeply? And what do you think? Do you put up walls after the hurt? Because I think sometimes people are like, I can't go through that again. I can't get that attached to somebody, something, whatever it is, and face that kind of grief and hurt and whatever. And again, now what I'm talking about right now is night and day different from in 2018 when I lost my brother and my mom. That's, and I know some of you have just experienced unbelievable loss and grief of children and all the things. And this is not, I don't compare it, but yeah. So anyway, would love to hear your thoughts. That's where my thoughts have been this week. And go love deeply. Thanks for hanging with me for a little bit here, and I plan to see you all next week. And well, we'll just wrap with that today. All right. So stay tuned. Some exciting things coming up. And I am actually being featured in a interview series show, the Wealthy CEO Show. So if you would like to get that, private message me. I can get you the link to get signed up for that. Actually, I posted it on my Instagram story. Oh, I did story. I might post it as a reel in case you want to hop on. And yeah, it'd be awesome to have you join me there. Just shared a little bit about what I've learned on the way of how to work smarter, not harder, and how to move from addition, which tends to be just making ends meet, and it's kind of slow, into a life of multiplication and really those dreams coming true. So anyway, would love to have you part of it, and the other speakers as well. So, and it's free. So I think mine is coming up on Friday. All right. see you all next week. Thank you again for being here.
Bye.